The park's creation marked the beginning of a new era where the world's wild places would be valued simply for being wild. Now, as the days lengthen, the winter starts to loosen its grip on Yellowstone. But with the end of winter also comes the end of the wolves' reign. On a mountain peak right on the edge of Yellowstone, footprints in the snow are the sign that a challenger has appeared to reclaim this land. A grizzly bear mother with her new cubs emerges from her den. For 6 months, snow and ice have ravaged Yellowstone, but she has slept underground, waking only to give birth to her cubs and then from time to time to feed them. As winter gives way to spring, she leads them out into the wilderness for the first time. In Yellowstone's great volcano, in spite of everything the winter has thrown at them, most have made it through. The forces that have helped keep Yellowstone in the grip of such a deep winter have finally let go. It is the sun that will now dominate once more. Its power will now take over. Bringing new life to this place. But also, it will bring new challenges that all will have to face in the heat of Yellowstone's summer. Bringing Yellowstone's unique natural beauty to the screen would have been impossible without the tireless help of the local experts that know it like the back of their hand. Each has their own story to tell.
I was born the night of a blizzard, and my mother has always told me that she thinks that's why I'm so in love with winter.
Ex-park ranger and photographer Jeff Henry's 30 years of experience in Yellowstone helped the BBC crew unlock some of the national park's hidden secrets. But they could never get hold of Jeff once the snow started to fall.
Winter's by far my favorite season. I wish I could be the reverse of a bear and hibernate in the summer. You just wake up in the autumn and be looking at a new winter. I get really excited when the first snows come in the autumn. Snow to me is a mystical, magical substance.
I've always thought that it's very coarse of the English language to have just one word for it. There's snow, and then there's snow, and then there's snow, and then there's snow. The fresh snow that falls from the sky and that's here in Yellowstone tends to be light and fluffy, is vastly different than the snow that's been on the ground for 3 or 4 months.
3 million tourists travel each year to enjoy Yellowstone's spectacular wilderness. When winter arrives, however, the crowds disappear. But for the last 30 years, Jeff has enjoyed a very unusual way of both staying for the winter and indulging his love of snow. His task is to stop the few buildings in the heart of Yellowstone being completely swallowed. Jeff becomes what is officially known as a roof shoveler.
The reason I do that is the snow loads can sometimes, at least some years, become so heavy they can crush buildings or break parts of buildings.
Jeff must clear up to 3 meters of compacted snow from the roofs before it falls on anything wandering beneath, including himself.
If the building were to avalanche on top of me, it would be the end of the line for me.
From December onwards, Jeff spends 5 months clearing snow off Yellowstone's roofs. Timing is critical. If he starts a roof too early, fresh spring snow will undo all his hard work. Too late, and the roof may collapse.
This particular roof has a pitch that's steep enough that the snow will avalanche off if it's undercut. And to undercut the snow, I have to first dig some channels or trenches with a shovel. After I've cut those channels, I can lay a steel cable into each trench. And I pass that cable underneath the snowpack, between the snowpack and the shingles. And after the snow is undercut, it will avalanche off. Oh, I have to admit I get a tremendous kick out of the work. Little me at 190 pounds can move untold tons of snow in one swoop.
Jeff is especially drawn to what are known as cornices, the overhanging shelves of snow that cling to the edges of roofs. It's kind of a love-hate relationship.
This lovely pattern, there's lovely lines in the snow. You can see the major lines between major wind events, but you can see more minor lines, I guess, between more minor wind events. It's almost like the growth rings on a tree. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's fascinating. I can't wait to get up there and destroy it. Cornices are especially threatening structurally because there's so much weight hanging out over the edge of the building. It's not uncommon for an eaves to break when it has a big overhang. Ah! I love to do this work. I love to move snow. It's a thrill, it's exciting, it's fun. I could honestly say there's no place else I'd rather be.
But there's one building that's a real challenge for Jeff.
The Canyon General Store is approximately 50 years old, 52 years old, something in that range. And I've cleared this building for about half of its life. It's by far the largest building that I have to do. I often joke that it is the Bismarck of the enemy fleet.